Morning!
Good morning.
Morning.
He's got our attention.
I thought about something the other day. I went to my buddy, I said, I'm thinking about it. He said, no, you're not. He didn't even let me finish. I said, what do you mean? He said, no. What do you mean? Now, granted, the guy I'm talking to happens to be Woody Woodward, and Woody Woodward happens to be a guy who's produced 3 films, written 16 books, and decided he wanted to find his dream car, and found it. He's a guy who went after life in a way that is unique and different to everybody that I've ever come in contact with. When Woody said he's going to do it, it's not a thing. You can count on it. When Woody gets in a room with people, he's the kind of guy that you know is going to create the people around him being successful. One of the things I love about Woody is he doesn't have meaningless conversations. I asked him one time, I said, what does that mean, not having a meaningless conversation? He said, no conversation is meaningless. He said, if I'm asking you about your shoes, I'm getting to know the type of man you are. If I ask a woman about her jewelry, I'm finding out her style. What are her values? He said, if you're going to tell me you're going to do something, do it. He said, there's no such thing as procrastination. Procrastination is a myth. I said, why? He said, well, neglect. What is neglect? I pulled out my trusty device, which is pretty much a rule not to do when I'm having a meeting with him. And I looked up one of my favorite sites, the etymology site, and it pretty much said to not pick up. I looked up avoid. Avoid said to escape. Nothing as clear came up when I looked up procrastination. People talk about, well, I'm really getting up the courage so that I can ask this girl out, so maybe, we can get married and have kids and have a family and it'll be amazing. But if you never asked her out, you never did anything. You never got close to it. You never took action. You didn't lose anything. All you did was entertain yourself. Procrastination really is more like the tragic comic of the mind. Nothing happens in procrastination except for stress, worry, upset, pining, needing. Oh, please. One day I'm going to work out. Which translates to I'm okay, being a few ounces over par. One day I'm going to read that book, which means I'm very happy with it sitting on my shelf collecting dust. One day, someday, maybe. No. Procrastination's a myth. If you didn't have it before, you're not going to have it now. You create a plan, there's an option. Create an action, there's a result. Procrastination is simply the sadomasochistic word that storytellers have been using over and over and over. How many books have been written on how to avoid procrastination? How many books have been written, no, be your best self, quit putting it off. No, you are your best self. Are you putting a plan in place to deliver on that? What does that look like? There's nothing wrong with anything you haven't done in life. There's nothing wrong with being a white belt. There's nothing wrong with being a new father. There's nothing wrong with starting a business and failing and failing and failing. Anybody got any idea how many times Colonel Sanders took his chicken to somebody and they said no? Colonel Sanders wasn't procrastinating. He was learning. He was refining. He was taking action. He was trying to figure out how to stay alive while he was going through the process and eat. How many of you have heard the name Lin-Manuel Miranda? He wrote this little story about an immigrant named Alexander Hamilton. One of the pieces in that musical is I'm not throwing away my shot. I'm just like my country. I'm young, scrappy, and hungry, and I'm not throwing away my shot. That story resonates with so many people because they finally realize there's nothing wrong with what they haven't done. They can take the next shot. They can take the next moment. The moment is now. We got a brand new sunrise. Every morning you get brand new smiles from your kids. Every day that you have a class of new students coming in, it's a new day. There's nothing wrong with anything we haven't done up to this point. I used to compare myself to my buddies who were professional mountain bikers. Like, I don't know what to do here. I could always tell the ones that really were interested in their sport because they were saying, hey, look, wait a second. Put your knees in. Keep your butt on the seat while you're going up the hill. Do this. Little corrections here and there. They were never the kind of people that said, yeah, forget about it. No, you don't know what you're doing. No, your bike sucks. No, this. They were the people that said, hey, let's actually get into this sport. Let's get into building and developing. Because you may have not been doing what I'm doing for the last 20 years, but now is your shot. What I want to leave you with today is not that there is some great antidote to procrastination, but that if you're ever beating up on yourself about it, realize it's sort of like being upset about the ghost in your closet, about the Christmas present you didn't get, about the person you didn't ask out. The only thing that was missing is action, or it's in truth a fabrication. Today is your day to do with it as you will. Go forth, take actions, and love where you are now, because the entire world's available to you. And what's next?